The village of More Tomorrow is situated along the Belize River in the Cayo district. With a population of 30 families, this village is said to have been established over 2 centuries ago. Villagers live off the land and river for the most part. It is along these banks that Elvis Sutherland discovered his love for canoe racing. He is now the captain of the Young Cutters canoe team.
From since we were little boys, we live right up the bank, and you could just open your door and look at the river, and probably maybe, when we were young kids, we used to hear about Ruta, and so we would just run down the bank, right? It's 8 o'clock in the morning, Ruta is passing, we are excited, we just run down the bank, and we could see the race pass, and I guess that's where we got it from.
Today we met Elvis and his cousin Jermaine Sutherland as they were training for the La Ruta Belize River Challenge in March. It is a 170-mile race spanning over 2 districts for the duration of 4 days. Jermaine's role is to steer the canoe.
That entails to a lot. It got to do with experience and a lot of training, because it's not just to steer the boat, it's to also look and to know and to stay focused at all time. A normal day of training is, you usually go more than the previous days. Okay. So if I do 2 hours today, tomorrow I might want to do 2.5. And the idea is to get tired.
They have the kind of experience and training that I do not possess. I quickly learned how much skills it takes to simply balance oneself inside a canoe. Getting in from the slippery riverbank was the first challenge. Once I settled in, the next task was to ensure that I was not the cause for our afternoon dip in the murky river. What tips would you have for me, besides losing the belly, what tips would you have for me to become better, a bit better at what you guys do?
Well, I think it's a lot. It has to do a lot of practicing, right? You do something one time, you do it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, you just get better, right? So a lot of it has to do with the amount of hours you sit in a canoe, right? So, like you, for example, you sat 5 minutes in a canoe. Probably if you come next week and you sit 10 minutes, you're going to improve, right?
Elvis competed his first La Ruta River Challenge back in 2010. The team he competed with placed second in the male category in 2018. Jermaine Sutherland has competed in 3 races, and Elvis's brother, Glenford Sutherland, who was not able to make it today, has represented Belize internationally. It is not only high risk, but also a costly sport. This is why most of the young men who remain in the village have committed their time and energy working on the farm or at the nearby sugar factory.
Ruta is a very, very expensive sport. We look at a canoe, one of those canoes goes probably around $8,000, $10,000, right? And I guess people or villagers don't have the resources in terms of buying a canoe, buying a paddle, or those kind of thing, or finding the support from the business community outside, right? So I guess that's one of the big barriers that has to do with overall in terms of Ruta participation, right?
To compete, teams secure sponsorship with public and private entities. The Belmopan City Council will be sponsoring the Young Cutters team in this year's race.
Our expectations are pretty high. I hope and I look forward to Ruta.
And even the howler monkeys seem to be excited for the upcoming race. Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.